Hello, hello. This Big Mike Tyson. People call me Big Mikey. Other people know me for my Tyson chicken. It tastes real delicious. That's why if you look at my lips, you can see all the grease running down from my lips. It's just like I went to KFC and I bought me a big bucket of the 18 wings for $31.99. It's really not bad, but anyway, I just wanted to let everybody know that I'm a champion, man. I'm a 2011 or I don't even know where we're at right now, but it's just everything's crazy. I'm a champion of the world. I gotta be. I got just put my chin up and stay strong. Puff my chest up and stick my butt cheeks out. I got big thighs. I'm a small person, but when I put the boxing gloves on, that's when the world sees me. They really see me for who I am. Everybody thinks I'm a vicious animal, but really I'm soft. I'm nice inside. I'm like a teddy bear. I drink my milk. I like to put it in the microwave. Get it nice and hot before I go to sleep. It fills my belly. Makes me nice and warm. Then I fall right to sleep. Have the nice dreams. Count sheep, and then wake up the next day nice and strong. Going for the fight. Because that's what really matters. It's just all about fighting. Everything's a fight. You playing with blocks, or you playing with your animals. Kid tries to take your animals from you. You gotta fight them. What's he gonna learn by stealing from you and not getting a lesson? Everything's a fight. So, I'm hoping to fight Rocky soon. We had a little argument the other day, but I'm gonna fight him. Because he's just crazy. And I'm sure he's gonna make a comment video on this. About this, but Rocky, I'm coming for you. I'm the best ever. I'm the champion of the world. No one can stop me. I'm delicious. I'm nasty. I'm disgusting. You still consider me as a scumbag. It don't matter. But I gotta go now. It's my bedtime. So just everybody, have a good night. Gotta go. Bye.